How's it going, everybody? I got a cool email yesterday from SWP, Strategic Wealth Preservation. They're one of the companies I use for vaulting precious metals. Obviously, I don't vault the fractional stuff, but there was something with the Cayman Islands where I store some of my gold. But in 2022, there was a implementation of a 4% tariff by the Cayman Island government on the importation of a bunch of stuff, and there was a clerical error or a misclassification of gold into that. So the wealthy people that send their gold to the Cayman Islands for storage, because it's a pretty safe place to store stuff, and I know there's people that are going to say if you don't hold it, you don't own it, and I agree. That's the number one place to store it, is in your own safe where you are the only one with the combination. But after a while you can get enough to where it's like, well, you don't want to, you don't want to put like $20 million worth of gold in your sock drawer. That would be dumb. So it's good to diversify, even like outside the country. Oh, and this is a little 1/10 ounce gold Philharmonic tube. I'm putting some of the 1/10 ounce pieces from the fractional gold Fiesta in this tube. So after I'm done with the fractional gold Fiesta, I'll just continue my quest to fill this tube. So that'll be a goal. And I like the Philharmonic tubes because you can see the actual gold through the side of the tube. I don't know if it's too bright in here or not, but at least on the washed out screen of the Sony it is. So that was good news. So they put the 4% tariff on the Cayman Islands importation of gold, and that's gold coins, by the way, not gold bars like these. But they reversed that recently because it was a mistake. They hired a consulting company or something like that to help with I don't know, revamping their importation and export stuff, and the consulting company that doesn't know anything about gold, they just like, oh yeah, and we'll put gold in our tune and blah blah blah. That's a pretty popular thing that people send to the Cayman Islands, so let's tax that or tariff that. Well, everybody knew it was a mistake, and when they passed that, immediately Strategic Wealth Preservation, who at the time was just starting their new Cayman Island vault. They had one, and then they were building out a brand new one, bigger, better, stronger, faster, like the $6 million man. They immediately halted construction. They said, oh, wait a minute, stop, full stop, all construction workers go home, and Caymanian government, what are you doing? We're not going to keep building this humongous vault and employ all these people if you're going to be, doing this. And they're like, oh, no, sorry, that was a mistake. And it took them 2 years, almost 2 years, or a year and a half to get it corrected. So some of the gold that I had sent off to SWP for storage, I had them send it to Texas instead, to their vault in Texas. Which if you're going to store precious metals in a vault in a state, I think Texas is probably the safest one. And so I said, well, I want it to be in the Cayman Islands. I want it outside the United States because I don't trust my government, like many people. And so I forgot which one this came out of. I really messed up. I mixed up the fractional gold Fiesta stuff with stuff that wasn't supposed to be in there. I don't think this was supposed to be in there. Actually, I can just check on the sheet. Never mind. I'll do that off camera. I got the sheet that tells me exactly what's in the Fiesta. So I stored it in Texas, and then they're going to move it to the Cayman Islands. They said, well, we'll just move it to the Cayman Islands when they reverse that. It's going to be reversed, and bureaucracy is just so slow. So I have gold in the Cayman Islands, Texas, and Switzerland. I don't trust Canada, so I don't use the vaults up there. So they sent me an email yesterday, and my rep at SWP is going to reach out to me and say, all right, you want us to still move that over to the Caymans? Which I'm going to say, yep. And then after that's done, I'm going to try and seek out a time, probably when the weather's cooler. I'm going to fly over there and do an audit, and I'll bring the camera along so you guys can check it out. Some of the, I think I did a video showing a bunch of 1 ounce gold coins that I was packing up to ship out. I think it was called, like, if you don't hold it, you don't own it, until you can't lose sleep, and then you might want to explore other options. The best way to do it is to have it in your hand and keep it, you know, right where you can get access to it, in case you need to, you know, run into the hills. Oh, speaking of running into the hills, oh, anyway, so I'm going to take the camera, do an audit in the Cayman Islands, and show you the exact same coins. I even pointed out like a little blemish. See that little mark on this Krugerrand? We're going to look for that when I do the audit. So I think Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, I think he is our next president, and he will be sworn into office on January 5th. I think that Joe Biden is not running for, well, he wants to, but I don't think he's going to be fighting against Trump in the election. I think it's going to be Gavin Newsom. And just a feeling I have, and so I'm going to prepare accordingly. One thing I do notice in the firearms community is whenever there's like a run on things like ammo and guns, the gun guys always go, oh, these dang price gougers and blah, 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 and ammo's so darn expensive. It used to be able to get it for $250 a case, you know, 1,000 rounds of 9mm. It used to be $250, now it's $600. Well, guess how much a case of 9mm is right now? 1,000 rounds of 9mm is $230. So in January, you know, I could expect the whole country to have California gun laws, you know, if Governor Newsom gets elected. So why not buy a few cases now? You guys buy this stuff for insurance, this stuff and silver. You buy this stuff for insurance. Why not buy some ammo? I mean, I'm not saying we're going to be going into war or anything like that, but you know, when the cost of ammo is super high, then nobody wants to go out and go shooting. Nobody wants to go planking in the woods. But if you got like 10, 20, 30,000 rounds saved up, you know, stacked up over time, buying monthly, then you can be out shooting while all the other gun guys are, you know, on the internet pounding on their keyboard going, oh, these dang price gougers. I mean, you could go into those groups and forums and say, hey, would you buy a case of 9mm for $250? They'd be like, heck yeah, I would. I'd buy all I could stack. Well, then get a time machine, go back a few months and buy it. Why don't you buy it when it's cheap? I think ammo right now is so undervalued that, you know, I'm going to buy more cases. I probably have like 200,000 rounds of like 9mm, 5.56, 308, 40 Smith & Wesson 45. I've got 2,000 rounds of 5.7 by 28 right in front of me. I got maybe 1,000 rounds of 357. Just it's the same stuff as this. It's just brass, lead, and copper instead of this in a useful form. So I don't know. Just my word of advice: if you want to stack something useful, stack something that everybody's going to be scrambling for later. And no, I don't have affiliate links for ammo dealers. Just Google it. Say, you know, one case, 1,000 rounds, 9mm. And I would recommend buying brass cased ammunition. Don't buy the steel case, because that'll gum up your firearms. At least if you shoot like ARs and stuff like that, then. And don't be stocking up on a whole bunch of AR lowers. I mean, unless you don't already have 10 of them from the last 35 panics that we've had. Yeah, buy some ammo. You can sell it later. Sell it for $400 a case. You only paid $230 a case for it. A lot of times you can find places that have free shipping too, if you buy enough. Anyway, that's the two things I got for today. Good news from Strategic Wealth Preservation, and buy some ammo while it is pennies. It's pennies for ammo right now. Why wouldn't you buy some? I'll buy this for $400. get me a time machine. I'll go back in time, buy it for $400. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Later.